Hi, welcome to In a Pickle Knitting. My name is Donna and this is Vlogtober number 17. Today is October 17th, 2018. Thanks for coming back for any of you who have been following along with the Vlogtober series. It's been a long day, and anyone who is stopping in for the first time, thanks so much for joining me. I will be sharing 2 children's literature books for this with a seasonal aspect, more or less, and also a related craft activity. So the first book that I would like to share with you is called Because of an Acorn, and it is written by Lola M. Schaefer and Adam Schaefer. And this story is so nicely illustrated and written, and it's at a very beginning level, because of an acorn. And it shows the interconnectivity of all aspects of life. Because of an acorn, a tree, but because of the tree, then what? And it follows that pattern, because of a bird. And it takes you through all of those, well, not all of the steps, but because it can be so varied, but through a number of possible steps that something can happen because of an acorn. And the book has a couple of pages, just 2 or 3, that have these cutouts in them that go to the background of the next page, which is always kind of interesting. But you end up with a forest. And I really like this book. I think that you could use this book with pre-K kids all the way up through, just as for pure enjoyment, maybe 2nd grade, but this can be the beginning of just stepping into a conversation or a study of oak trees. It's a really good place to start. And the second book is very much related and is a dear favorite book of mine. It's by Joseph Anthony. It's called In a Nutshell. And of course we have another acorn there. And the illustrations in this book are quite a bit different. They're very rich. Dawn sparkled on the great forest. And you can just gorgeous artwork. And an acorn drops to the ground. And it knows that it needs to find something different, but it has frost on it, and it's dark there, and it knows that it needs the light. But when the season was right, it ends up in the right spot, and it goes to the end of the oak tree's life. And I'll read you the last page. Until the life of the little acorn became a part of everything. And it explains how that happens. So from the acorn dropping to the tree actually dying and decomposing and becoming part of the soil. So this I always use because we taught about food chains. When I was teaching 3rd grade, we taught food chains and about soil and all the components of soil. And this goes through all of that. And we also reviewed plant life cycles. So great book, and I think that can be enjoyed by maybe 2nd and 3rd graders, but always those books can be used to introduce a unit to even older children. So the craft for today is related to the acorns as well. You remember maybe if you've been watching that I had done some felted acorns, and on that episode I had mentioned that the caps of the acorns in our yard were quite a bit larger, and they're differently shaped than some of them that you see. And I'd been waiting for this pattern to come out. I'd been seeing hints of a knitting pattern coming out to make knitted acorns. And it hit me that after making these, we have an oak way in the back of the yard. I never go back there. I just assumed it's a population of oaks. It's going to be the same one, but decided to take a little trip up there with my grandson the other day in his wheelbarrow because he loves to collect acorns, and it's a different variety. So I was kind of excited to see that, and then today I had to work, and when I parked my car, as I was walking up, I realized these are all oak trees, and stopped and looked and found a 3rd type of cap for the acorn. So I want to show you what I have been doing, and this is from a pattern by Hunter Hammerson, and it's this pattern called Hoard, and you can see her beautiful knitted acorns. And I must admit that I waited and waited for the pattern, and when it finally came out, I just immediately started knitting them, and they're kind of addictive. I will show you the first one on the kind of cap that we had in the front yard. That's the larger kind of cap. And then in the backyard, I found more what I thought of most acorn caps looking like. And I really liked that. And then today, I found a third kind in our area. It's close to my home. And that is the kind that I think of more as too close. Let me see if I can do something to make that. People always do that, but I don't know. I'll just have to get back a little bit. But this is, to me, acorn, and I, of course, gathered quite a few of them. And they are knitted. This one's a little bit of a dark color, so it's a little bit harder to tell. But I have now a little bowl of knitted acorns, and I am just enchanted with them. They are so much fun, they're quick, and I just want to make them, and I think they'd make great little Christmas ornaments too, which if you drill a hole through the top of the cap before you hot glue the knitted portion on, or like the others that I did, felted, you can then hang a little string from them and make them an ornament. And so I'm thinking of doing that and perhaps using different colors for Christmas tree ornaments. But right now I'm excited to have these as a little fall decoration. And I scooped up quite a few extra of the acorns and was just reading about a way that you can preserve them and use them in some other crafts. I remember when I was a girl, my mother had made something she called a nut tree, and it was done on a styrofoam cone, and she had just glued little tiny nuts and pine cones to it and sprayed something over the top of it, some kind of a clear coating. And it was so pretty, and we always put it out at Christmas. And it was my job to dust a lot of the times. And so I was dusting and having to pick this up, and I said, how come every time I dust here, there's all this little bit of dust here? Well, there were little bugs in the nuts. They were on that nut tree, and so we had to throw it away. But today I was reading on Pinterest, and they were talking about how you can bake them, and then that would kill anything that had been inside them that might be continuing to eat. And then after you bake them and let them cool, that you can spray them with a sealant, a lacquery varnishy kind of a sealant, and then you could use them in crafts. So I may just do that because it looks like a bumper year for acorns here in our area, and way more than enough than our birds and squirrels need. So I'm sure we won't be depriving them of anything that they need if we gather a few of them for some crafts. So thanks so much for joining me today. I have to work again tomorrow, so my episode will be late then. But I hope you'll join me back again for another Vlogtober day. Bye-bye.